Hello, hi everybody. Oh my goodness. I actually was rushing in here. Hi everybody. Hi, welcome to FLAWED. Welcome. Yes, I see everybody there. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're going to stay and watch the conversation. Today I'm going to be talking with another influencer, since we're talking about mentorship, mentors and influence. That's what this month's series is about. Thanks to those that came in last week and went on to follow on my YouTube channel. Please do follow. I will be uploading it there. If you haven't seen any of the other lives, there are quite a few that have been uploaded there already. So welcome to FLAWED. FLAWED is where we talk about things, different things that come to my heart. This for me is not just something I do for the whim or a whim. It is ministry to me. It is something I'm passionate about, creating content that is wholesome, edifying, and feeling of your spirit and soul. So as I wait for the guests to come on, normally I would have music on, but somehow Instagram keeps on shutting me off every time. So no music, it's just going to be me as we wait for the guests to come in. How have we been enjoying the sun in the UK? No complaints here, because when the heat comes, when winter comes, we're going to be moaning. So do you know what? I'm grateful all around. Grateful for the sun, grateful for the rains, grateful for the snow, grateful for the winds. Let's just make the best of it and enjoy. So I am literally going to wait now. Today we're going to be talking about the power of influence. And I'm going to be speaking to somebody that is steeped in entertainment. So we're going to be getting her views and what she can, discuss with us regarding things like music, entertainment, how music and how that influenced the community. It's something that you don't really need to understand the music. And so there's some songs that have gone viral recently or made it really big, and they've got Grammy awards, and a lot of their fans don't understand the language, but it's been able to influence a culture, influence dance, influence clothes, influence language. So we do know that it is very, very, very powerful. I am going to wait on Lady T is here already, so that's cool. Hi, Lady T. I know. Hi. I have sent you the request.
Oops. Hi, sorry. I need to switch my camera around. There we go.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you. I was enjoying the sun a bit too much. I didn't realize it was nearly 6, and I ran down here like, oh my goodness.
Time to start.
Oh, thank you so much.
No worries. No worries.
You want to settle?
I'm okay. I'm actually good. Can you hear me okay? I'm just trying to see if I can just...
I can hear you.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Yeah, you're good?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Miss Lady T.
Hi, guys. Hi.
I don't know if you can remember the first time I actually met you. It was a trip. It was a premiere. Let me give you the memory, because it was such a timely thing. So it was premiere, and they were doing their social media event or something, and I was sent over by my church, and then I was there, and somehow you were the only person I had in my mind saying, I really wish I'm going to see Lady T. And then I'm going to the loo, and as I'm coming down the loo, guess who I bumped into? Lady T.
Are you serious?
You
No
were
way.
you were with with another girl. She's a social media manager. I forget her name. Light skinned girl, glasses, everything. Beautiful.
Emma.
Girl.
It's probably Emma.
Is it Emma? Yes, because she had, and it was mad because I'm coming down the stairs going, "I was Lady," and you go, "Ah, yes." And it's like we all just start this high pitched thing that women do. It's amazing, you know. But it was really lovely, and I just thought, you know what, it was just such a lovely person, and I just thought, wow. Just as much as I love her, you know, just listening to you and hearing you and just following you in person.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It was like in person, I was not let down. If anything more, I was like, yes, lovely, lovely lady. So I never forget it. It was so, because I was literally walking down the stairs thinking, it'd be really nice to see Lady T, you know. And then boom, you're down the stairs.
Here I am.
Here
like right then and there and stuff. So yeah.
So for those that don't know Lady T, I love that little thing, that pint-size thing that you put there. So, and the president of the pint-size people.
I'm going to join you in that. So
you're
definitely.
going to join me in that. Embrace it. You know, the Lord makes it. He makes beautiful things nicely. He took his time. He was particular. There wasn't any extra, nothing. Just, you know, before we get carried away, introduce yourself to the people, please.
Okay, so hi everybody. My name is Lady T. I am a broadcaster, so basically I'm a radio presenter, podcast presenter. I do, what else I do? TV. I host events. Basically, I do a lot of talking in anything. So I do a lot of talking, consulting for music as well. And yeah, and I love food.
A girl after my own heart. I mean, what is there in life? Music, talking, food.
Yeah. Definitely, those are the things. I think I take after my dad. The more and more I realize I actually take after my dad. Like that's the kind of thing he loves. So it's just like, it's natural. The firstborn taking after the, you know, so I'm like, yeah.
It's not mind it. Especially the firstborn girl, they say it's just like the image of their father.
Yeah. Although I don't look like my dad, I thought I was adopted at one point, because I didn't look like my dad, I didn't look like my mom, and I'm like, okay, so do I really fit into this family kind of thing? So, but, you know, people seem to think I look like my mom, but I look like my dad's side of the family, so I actually look like one.
Yeah, it evolves. I think I started out thinking I looked like my dad, and as time progressed, I'm seeing more of my mom. So every once in a while, I see like, oh, okay, I see that. Yeah, but you said you're in everything, so you're on air. Does that work here? That's only in Nigeria. I hear that thing. You're an on-air personality.
It's here, like it works here as well. Like I think they're slowly using that here as well. I know it works in Nigeria and in America as well. Yeah, it's just like your media on air or presenter or whatever.
So you do a lot of radio. I was speaking to somebody today earlier in church, and I said, oh, I have to be home in time because I was doing something with you. And he goes, oh, where is she now? She's not on Premiere. I said, yes, she is. She's still on radio. So you need to let us know where you are right now before we continue for those, so I don't forget. So what are you now? Where can people catch Lady T on now?
So I am now on can you imagine? Nearly forgot. Wow. So I'm on Affinity Xtra now. So that's the station that I do my shows on. So I'm on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday. So basically this coming Tuesday, I'll be on from 6 till 7. I do a UK gospel show. So just everything UK gospel, like celebrating, highlighting, introducing UK gospel artists to, you know, the UK and the world beyond. And then also, and then on Saturday mornings as well. So I have a show on Saturday mornings, 8 till 10. So I do the morning show on Saturday mornings. So that's on Affinity Xtra. So yeah, I'm still about.
That is so cool. So now everybody knows where to find Lady T on Saturdays and on Tuesdays. There you go.
Exactly.
I'll put the link on later on. Music.
Definitely.
What got you into this? Radio presenter, the Nigerian child. How?
What got me into it? Do you know what? I think I'm just trying to figure out how I got into it. I think with radio, definitely it was by accident. Like, well, I say by accident, but God already knew that was going to be the case. But for me, it just felt like an accident because I knew I wanted to work in the entertainment industry because that's what I do. I do love entertainment, music. Wanted to be like an A&R exec, like, that was my thing, artist manager.
Things at the back.
Sorry?
Running things at the back.
Yeah, that was me, yeah. So that was like the behind the scenes stuff, like, being that conduit to help kind of thing, to see and to develop. So that was what I wanted to do. But then with the radio thing, that just came out of nowhere for me. And I was just like, oh, okay, this is different. So radio started at college. That was by accident because they wanted to get a radio station going at college. I was just curious, and my friend said, let's just go and see what it's about. Literally within a week, 2 weeks, we found ourselves setting up the station, writing up scripts, music programming, scheduling. I was like, oh.
So did you have any kind of things, when we stand in front of the mirror and we have a mic and we do all that thing, did you ever do anything like that?
So back in school, I mean, when you're at school with the friends, we used to pretend that we were in a band. So I did like those kind of talent shows. And there was one of my teachers actually said that you actually got a really good voice. She said you should keep that up. Like, I was like, oh, okay. But that went over my head completely.
Okay.
But,
because when you keep on saying accident, some things are not, some things we already have inherent inside of us, but we don't know how to articulate what it's called or what it is. Yeah. And I think it was just, making it available for God to then direct your path.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. So
to where you're going. So
he knew.
You get into radio. How is that? How was that?
Radio was interesting, obviously, because I was always listening to radio. I enjoyed listening, so I would enjoy being a consumer of radio, which was fine. That was great. But then when it was now the other way around, when my mentor at the time was just like, okay, I want you to come and do co-hosting with me, because I was doing the back, again, I was doing the back end stuff. So I was, booking the guests, sending out emails, taking in phone calls, He was like, you're ready to come and do co-hosting with me? I was like, I said, but I've never done it before. He said, doesn't matter. You'll learn. You pick it up. And I was like, okay. So then it just started from there. So when I did it for a couple of months, I was like, oh, this is actually not bad. Okay. And then literally it just went from there. So got into it a bit more, started learning about, radio production, what happens, things that you might not necessarily know, and I'm just like, yo, they do this? They're like, yeah. So yeah, you get to learn a lot of stuff. And to be honest with you, I'm still learning. a lot of things.
You said your mentor told you. Why is that? Why would you regard that person as a mentor? Because is it unofficially or somebody? Why did you regard that person as a mentor?
Because if not for him, I wouldn't be doing this with you right now. Like, literally, I would not be doing this whatsoever. So for me, and the thing is, he'd been a very close family. Like, he used to work with my mum. So, and he's a DJ. So I used to he used to do a lot of mixes. And at the time, my siblings and I and some other friends, we were in a dance group thing, and he used to manage us. So he's known us from when we were young, and he's always just encouraged and mentored. He's always pushed and everything like that. And when I started radio, or when he started radio and brought me on board, he literally taught me just how to think, how to do things to be looking out for, things to not worry about, things to not take to heart, lots of different things, and just guiding me in terms of music. So he really schooled me on music when it comes to gospel music. So it was just like, okay. And then literally when it came to applying for when I was at Premier before, if not for him, I would not have taken that. I would not have applied for that job. And there was a confirmation for me to apply for that job when someone that I used to work with at a radio station saw the role and sent it to me and said, you'd be good at this. And I was just like, are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? So he just pushed me and helped me with the application. And and if not for him, I wouldn't be working on Premiere, and the opportunities that had afforded me at the time, and even up until now in doing this. So because of him, I wouldn't be here. So he really, really
Would you say there was something as well you added to that? Because I liked what you said. He's always been there. So he's been watching you, and he's received, and you were able to receive instruction, and you were able to say, do you know what, teach me. There was some humility, because this is what is ringing true when we're talking about mentors, and we're going to stick with mentors at the moment. Is there has to be a form of humility from you first as well. That is like, teach me, or I'm available for you to show me. I don't know. There has to be an I don't know, show me.
100%, because I didn't know. What did I know? So for me, I was just like, you know what? I'm here to learn, and I'm always learning as well. I never want to stop learning, because the minute you do, then what's the word?
That willingness to learn. Really. So you see, so I love the way that the willingness to learn, having somebody that you trust as well, because you trusted their opinion, you trusted him saying, do you know what, you can do this, go for it. And that was itself an encouragement and everything.
Absolutely.
So that's cool. So today we're going to be talking about the power of influence. Since I'm doing this series on mentors and influencers, and for me, it's something that I've been bubbling in my head for months now. And it's a word I kept on using every time I spoke, and I realized that I have a passion for. I call it, really, at that premiere event, I need to remember, I think it was 2018. I think it's Nora Jones, I can't remember. And she spoke. And I have a brother he's a pastor to Hampton, a church in East London, Hampton Court. And he was with me there. And when she was speaking, she was articulating and putting words to what I had a passion for, that I never thought there was a word for it. And when she kept on saying things like social media ministry, I was like, yes, that's the word. That's the thing.
That's the word,
and it really kind of springboarded me to say, do you know what? Yes. I'm my faith, and as a believer, I don't want to do things where we say, oh, this is just for the Christians and this is not for. For me, our Christianity is to be able to live in the community.
100%. 100%.
That is supposed to. We're not supposed to be silos. There's no point in having your light shine in an already lit room. The light should be taken to the dark places. So how do you take it to the dark places? How do you influence? How do you affect that places on those other places? And it's and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, because I want us to see that there's so many different ways we are influencing without necessarily shouting and saying, Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord, none without, whether we say it or not, he is. But why are you here? What's your purpose? What are you doing? We hear that word, purpose. God's purpose, we know God's purpose is one, is to reconcile us back to him. But what is the specific assignment? And we know he gives us things. So when you're talking and saying, it happened by accident, I'm like, girl, you love music, you love to do certain things. There was no accident, and he gives a gift. And like he says, his gift is without repentance. And that's, people watch you. And that's something that's really big. And when I stepped into this whole sphere of social media, I was like, man, if you're not grounded, honestly, if you're not grounded, you can easily sway and not have anything. So you have to be grounded. You have to know who you are. And sometimes you have to find your tribe and stay with your tribe until you're strong enough. And so for me, for you, what I wanted to ask you is, how do you see music? is it gospel music? How do you see gospel music influencing the community? How?
I think it's a number of ways, really. I think one of the ways is that it's the relatability. So, when someone is singing a song, like someone could be singing someone's situation or something that someone's going through, or just, a line in the song can save a life, can change someone. So gospel music in the community, I guess it penetrates that whoever the listener is, it does something to the soul. That's what gospel music is meant to do. Because when you think about the gospel, it's the word of God. The music is just like the delivery, how you can use the word to deliver, God's word, and it's through music. And the music is done to a taste where it can be done in different genres to connect to different people, because not everybody listens to music the same thing. So it's just affecting community in different ways and changing lives, and it's a great tool, because even within the non-Christian space, people are looking for it. People are looking for encouraging words. People are looking for something. They're looking for something wholesome, and that something wholesome can be a singing. It's needed. Somebody just needs an encouragement, and they might not know what they're looking for, but then you listen to a gospel song,
yes,
and then boom.
Yeah, go on. I like what you said, because that was really the question I was going to ask. Gospel music as a genre of gospel music, and I'm glad you've broken it down already. So you have gospel music is now a genre, but within that, it is delivered in so many other different styles.
Yep. But that's pretty much it. That's all it is. And sometimes there's always this big thing about gospel music. What is gospel music? And it's just like the gospel. It's the word of God. The music. It's just a different style. It's just the delivery, and it's a creative delivery of God's word, of the Bible. That's what gospel music is. And obviously, because of the way its origins, it was from black. So it started off black kind of thing. But so that's why it's attained to, when you hear gospel music, it's like it's a black thing, but it's everything really. But that's a whole nother topic.
We'll touch on that topic a little bit, because I like that, because that's the best way to say it. It's the gospel music is about the gospel first and foremost.
Yeah.
And then people feel, certain people should not be singing quote unquote gospel music, or in their album they have a gospel song. And I'm thinking, what makes that gospel just because you hear Jesus in it? Whereas
gospel, if you're doing gospel music, you need to have lived something. You need to have lived something, an experience where you've turned to the word of God, that it's helped you through to be able to, because that's the only way. Because if you haven't lived it, or if you haven't done anything and you're singing gospel music, the connection is not going to be there. And sometimes even if you are a Christian and you just kind of just go and sing whatever, it won't connect, right? It's amazing how music can connect to the soul, and how the person delivering it can connect to another soul. So there are things it can and can't connect, and it really depends on the vessel.
In our Christianese, there'll be no conviction.
There we go. That part.
That part. That part.
Yeah.
For me, I love the whole idea, and I'm really passionate about my faith and our Christianity. I struggle when I use the word Christianity, but that's truly a totally different conversation. But I will use the word Christianity for the general public, for everybody, because really what I want to say is, as a believer and a follower of the way of Jesus Christ, committed and submitted, you know that everything you're doing has to serve a purpose. Yes. Now, I'm big on us living our life in such a way that it's an example and we are able to influence. That is the major thing, influence in lives. we have here on social media, you have here where you have things called followers, and you have people following you. Are they following you? What are they following exactly, and where are you leading them to? Those are the questions that I ask, and I feel that are important. So we have the whole thing about gospel music and secular music, and for me, I see your face already when I say it's gospel and secular. What is gospel? For me, all music that inspires. Is it inspiring? Is it encouraging? Is it supporting? Yeah. You have people that are believers that feel unless they sing a song that has all the scriptures quoted in it, they can't just sing an inspiring song. And you know what I mean? And then you have people saying, oh, because they just sing songs that inspire and are poetic, they're just singers. They're not gospel singers. So in the UK, gospel music, how has that evolved beyond your Andre Crouch style music, for those that know, to the Kirk Franklin's?
I think for me, like humans, we evolve. So everything, like the digital age has evolved. Music will evolve because you have the people who started. That was the style. That was what they were doing then. But then as generations come and evolve, it will change. Each generation will bring something new, something different, and they may touch upon something of the old to honor that. But now I think gospel music in the UK, it's like it's evolved. Even in America, all over the world, it's evolved. It's taken its own. It's evolved into different sounds, and and you're having lots more collaborations. But then in the UK.
And I think impact. It's impacting culture. It's impacting lifestyles. It's impacting. We're able to have gospel concerts in a
it's a massive impact. And I think what's really great about UK gospel is, and I always say this, is that because of the multinational of UK, like if you look at UK, it's very multinational, very diverse. So with music, you're going to get that. That's going to be reflective in the sound of what we have in the UK. So you're going to have your African influences. You're going to have your Latin influences. You're going to have your Caribbean influences. You're going to have all sorts of influences in that music, or people of different nationalities in their music, and delivering it in a way that's, appealing and palatable and make an impact to everybody. Because one, they can relate on maybe a spiritual level, but then also they can relate on a was it nationality level as well, like in terms of like the style and kind of thing.
The culture, and when I say even culture, you have the London, because apart from nationality and whatever, we have culture. So the Londoners have a style. South London have a style. North London have a style.
Yeah, honestly,
you go to Birmingham, they have a style.
Exactly. So it's all of those styles coming into one, and you just can't pinpoint the style of the UK because it's so diverse. That's for me anyway. And I hear it all the time whenever I listen or whenever I play music. There is much diversity. You have people even doing contemporary. You people having doing just, acoustic, so it evolves. So music in UK has evolved, and it will continue to evolve. So people who complain and say, oh, there's no originality in UK gospel, I'm like, there's been originality since it first started.
What do you mean by that? I love UK gospel music.
It's great. And the thing is, UK gospel's thriving so much right now. It's like there's so much coming out, and to be a part of it, just to see the change in this generation that I'm in now. It's great to see, because then when I'm like in my 50s and 60s, I remember, oh gosh, I remember when such and such, we had a phase when we did this, it's crazy. But look at these ones now, they're completely flipping the script again. And the thing is, I'm not going to be mad at that, because I'm going to be like, things need to keep changing and evolving. And if people can't get with it, and if people can't get with that, then you're not really, then it's okay with your support. You can keep your support.
you can stay in that era and keep on enjoying that era's music that you like, and that's fine. But just don't complain about the freshness and the newness and the things coming out. Because like some of us were back in the day where I tell people, I said, when some of us got saved, we were grateful for Kirk Franklin. Because we were from the era of all we had was Cameron, is it Cannon or what's his name? We had Andre Crouch. These were the funky people. So as funky as we got. And
Andre Crouches, your Ron Canoli, your Shirley Bassey, your Shirley Stevens.
You know, so you're thinking, I know I want to love Jesus, but I like music too. I like, you know, can it have something else?
And it's important. The thing is, it's important to have, look, if you, at the end of the day, like, we're here to evangelize, and if you're an artist or whatever, and if that's what you want to do, you have to understand that, like, first of all, this whole gospel music thing, first of all, you got to remember, it's a business for a start. It's a business. But then you also got to balance the spiritual, you have to balance the spiritual side as well. So you have to balance the spiritual side with the business side as well. It's very important, because if you're not understanding the business, then you're not going to last long whatsoever. You're going to take everything to heart and nobody's supporting. But then get your hat on, get your business hat on, but then get your spiritual side on as well. Like, those things are so, it's important. You just need to know how to get, once you're in it, once you start the music side of things.
You have to do things, it has to be done with excellence, and I have it there. So you have excellence, commitment, and dedication to your craft and skill.
That part.
So all that is very necessary with the spiritual, but you still have to hone in your skill, present it properly, know to whom who your audience is. So now when you have people say, oh, you can't go somewhere and just only listen to, my daughter was saying a friend of hers is getting married and is only going to be Christian music. And she felt that a lot of the people there were, all the family members were like, aghast, was like, it's like, you know, it's like, so what are we going to listen to? And she's thinking, there's so much diversity in gospel music. What do you think you're going to be listening to? You're not going to be listening to hymns? In whatever ways do you want it? If, like you said, if it's salsa, is it Afro beats? Is it, you know, how do you want the flavor to be? It's going to be diverse. So what do you say to people that think that, what would you say? That, can you have an event and just play gospel music? Is that possible?
Depends on the event. If it's a strictly gospel event, then yeah, you're going to play the gospel. But the thing is, there's so much variety. We just keep, and the great thing is, there's because of the genres as well. So you pick which genre you're gonna put yourself in. Is it going to be the R&B and hip hop vibe? Then you put that on. Is it going to be just the Afro beats and Amapiano? Then you put that on. Is it just going to be the CCM and the contemporary? Then you put that on. So, like, if it's just a gospel event, then yeah. But if it's a normal event, not so much.
So if the crowd, so don't you think the crowd, we have people like, you know, Lemma Blaze now and everybody, we have this kind of music. For me, even sometimes if I listen to Becca, you know, you hear that. It does, and it can flow on any platform, a lot of their music.
Yeah, it can do. I mean, like,
was it what's their name that came out with Shackles? And Shackles flew everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. And the thing is, like, I think what some artists are learning now is that, like, you can make the music in such a way where it can be on any platform or any network, and it takes a creativity. Like, you could, if Shackles can get onto mainstream radio, then it means any song can. But for me, it's just how it's written. How did you write your song? Because it can be written cleverly in such a way where it's all about God, but it's just how you write it.
It's the point. So
writers just get creative.
More sophisticated in language, and I think, and our problem as well, for me, one of our challenges too as believers is because sometimes we can be so insular that we don't know how to speak in other languages or translate what we're saying between us. Yeah. So you said something about conviction. you're talking about evangelism, which is what we're doing, is broadcasting, is whatever. But you didn't say evangelism. I'm going to do evangelism.
I can tell you something. You know the song by Major, "This Is Why I Love You"?
Yes. Yeah?
Did you know that was a gospel song? That's a Christian song. Nobody knows that. And because the reason why I know that is because I interviewed a friend. I interviewed my friend.
I just remember the song now.
Yeah, so I interviewed my friend who produced the song, okay? And he told me the story behind "This Is Why I Love You." And when you listen to, if you go back and listen to "This Is Why I Love You" again.
I will.
And it's actually talking about God. For him, he was actually talking about God. "This is why I love you." And like, listen to the lyrics, you will see the connection with God. But what's so beautiful about that song is because, and why it's reached so far wide till today, is because there was God behind it. But then the way it wrote it, the way he sang it, anybody could have connected to it. And people are not realizing that when you're singing that song, yes, it's a love song. It's actually a love song to God, but then God is love. So when you're singing that love song to someone like your partner, or you're singing it at a wedding, you're singing God into your life. That's God into your life. And for me, that is amazing creativity. That's how Christians need to be writing songs. Write songs like that. When you write songs like that, you've got triple, quadruple platinum hit on your hand. So if you're writing songs like that, listen, your song will go viral, your song will travel, and it will reach so far. So people need to go and study that song, see how he wrote it.
Because what you're just saying is you give God an opportunity for him to do it, because it's not in what you say. Like you said, it's in the words, yes. What I mean is not what you say, as in, you're not the one convicting people's hearts. You're not the one necessarily touching people. It's God. But you need to be a conduit. So how do you be a good conduit? Is you give an opportunity for God to then come in and do whatever he needs to do.
100%.
To whoever's listening, whoever's, whatever's happening with it. And I think that's exactly where I was going with that question. Is like, how, for us to be creative, do things with excellence, honing your craft. Expand your vocabulary and understanding of the words so that you can then use it to write.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it will travel far. And, and that's why I really like people like Major, and even Jake Isaac is another example as well. Jake Isaac is Christian through and through, but my guy is doing some big stuff in mainstream as well. Like, being signed to, I don't know if it's...
Is he UK? Sorry? Is Jake Isaac, is he UK?
Jake Isaac is a UK artist, Yep, and you wouldn't know. But some people would think Jake is 100% UK, like proper in the southeast. I can't remember which side of London it is, but anyway.
Say these things, or it's like.
Listen, sometimes if you hear him speak, then you'll know. But like, Jake is very much London. He's a proper Londoner guy, and when you hear his music, he's a Christian first and foremost. Like, the way this guy loves God is because that's how he started. He started in church. But then as he grew, his creativity got better. He was not transitioning, but he was evolving. And now sometimes some of his songs that he sings, and some of the songs that he sings will be faith related, but you would never know, but the meaning behind it can be life experiences, but it's just like how God has affected him and how things have changed and stuff like that. And you'll find that his songs will connect with people, non-Christians. He'll play in places that are non-Christian, and that's influence. And because he's writing, his pen game is ridiculous. Jake Isaac's pen game is ridiculous, and it's just amazing. And look at how far he's gone and what he's doing and where he's traveling to and things he's achieving. It's brilliant.
And his influence. Brilliant. So that is valuable when we're talking about the power of influence. It will influence. The next thing we now know is in basically what he's wearing or what his lifestyle is about, or other things are going to evolve, and people follow that. So if they're going to follow you, they're going to follow what you're interested in, how you get into things. So, and I think that's such a powerful tool. And like you just said, I when you say things are faith-based, for me, it's lifestyle. That is who he is, and that is what he's singing about. So he's not saying, okay, do you know what? I'm going to wear the hat now. I'm going to wear my Christian hat, and I'm going to write music, and then I'm going to take off my Christian hat. He's just living his life. and he's singing from his life. And I believe that is really how and who we should be, touching people's life. You touched my life by just being such a pleasant and warm person. And I'm like, do you know what? I want to follow her. I'm serious. I know, right? But it's even those little things. It's really those little things. Because I could have met you that day and it was somehow, thank God you were in a good mood. I mean, it was not so good. It was, but I'm not saying we're always going to be laughy talking, but what I mean is, it's just, you don't know who you're impacting when they approach you and how they approach you, how you deliver, work.
And that's why it's important to be like, it doesn't take a lot to be nice at all. It really doesn't. And even your hello could be life-changing to someone. Do you get what I mean? You just never know. And because of what you may have done in that instant, in that like second or 5 seconds or in that minute or however long conversation, they'll remember that. And if something major happens to them, something life-changing, and then they come back to you and say, because of what you did, just that one simple thing, everything changed. And you're just like, and you're like, what? Really? So it doesn't pay. It doesn't cost you nothing to be nice. It does not cost you anything to, like, it's free. I don't know how else to put it. It's just,
there's no other way to do it, because what you just said is you just for those that are Bible scholars, you just talked about the woman at the well. She got the good news. She was received by this Jew that should not be talking to a lowly Samaritan woman in the middle of the day, a scarlet with a scarlet, a scarlet S on her, somebody. So she had all the reasons why you should not approach her, and he did. And what did she do about it? She went and made noise because this was a significant thing that happened to her, and she did that. And I think that is definitely something we should do. Because I don't want to start shutting down people, do all the cancel culture. I don't want to cancel culture. I want everybody to please freely express themselves. Because when you're canceling other people, before you know it, you get canceled.
And this is why everybody has to be careful with like how you treat or see other people, especially online, because you are only one comment or one step away from being in the same in the same position as that person. So the minute you start like chastising, abusing someone, whether it be online or in person, whatever, you start doing this and that, you're only one step away from being in their position. How do you think yourself as an influencer? How do you think you influence? Do you believe? What is the power of Lady T's influence? Yo, listen. Do you know what? I can't lie. I struggle with it. I struggle with the whole you don't
even want to say it.
Do you know what it is? It's because I don't know. When you say, when I even saw the thing influencer, I'm like, influencer. And I said to myself, what are you influencing? What is it you are influencing exactly? In Yoruba, it was like kilo influence. It's like what are you influencing exactly? And I'm just like, and it's funny you say that, because I got a message recently from someone. I mean, because I can't remember. I did something. I posted something. Oh, I think it was from an interview. And then she posted the thing up, and she said, "This is someone that I look up to or admire." And I was just like,
pressure.
I was like, pressure. I was like, hey. I was like, okay. So for me, I had to really, really like, I don't know if it's an imposter syndrome thing or like, I don't know, but sometimes I feel like, am I really an influencer? Like, what am I influencing? Like, what am I changing? Do I need to see? Because sometimes I feel like you need to see what you're changing or what you're influencing, but then you kind of don't.
No.
You kind of don't need to see what you're doing. So, and it's funny, there was one time when I used to be at Premiere, I was in the studio one time, and Like, I was there, I was like, what's the point in this? Like, what am I doing? Like, why, what is all of this? What is all of this? You know? And then it just, at that moment, honestly, you know how God will humble you straight, real quick. A telephone, literally, it was a phone call came in, and this person was just literally encouraging me right then and there. And I was just like, and when I put the phone out, I got emotional, and I was just like, okay, I get it. I get it.
You asked the question, you got an answer.
Got the answer, yeah. I got the answer, and I was just like, I get it. This is not really, it's not really about me. It's about them. And then there was something, I can't remember who said it one time. This is so annoying, but my calling or my purpose is for somebody else's breakthrough.
Amen.
So I have to always remember that you've been called to do this. And someone just said, you know, own it. You know, Asia said own it, because I was like, yeah,
absolutely.
You have to own it. You have to own it. You have to, it's hard to own it. I can't lie. It is hard to own it, because.
Why do you think it's hard to own it?
I don't know. I don't know if it's the pressure, if it's the like, because you just want to do right. Because I just want to do right by people. I don't want to have to do wrong. I don't know. I'm
the opposite side. I think because of being a good influencer will require you showing your vulnerability. It will require you showing and saying, it's not about what you do wrong, it's how you handle when something goes wrong.
Yeah.
It's very important.
And that's probably what, and I think probably that's one of the other reasons why they do as well, because I'm not shy to own up to my mistakes or do the things that I've done wrong, because I will happily tell, because I'm not perfect, and
none of us are.
And I think it's funny, because I think you, as an influencer, you need to be relatable. If you're not relatable, you're fake. And Absolutely. It's not really you. Do you get what I mean? So for me, it's just like, I don't know if it's because of the word influencer.
Also, because you don't go into what you're doing to be called an absolutely. You don't go into what you're doing to be called an influencer. It's the calling. There's no, that's why I said, for me, we don't need to call it influence. I'm an influencer. But what we do
is of influence.
Of influence. It's of
influence. Yeah.
Once you have the spotlight on you, everybody's looking. Once they see you, everybody's looking. And everyone wants to see what you do, how you do what you do. I mean, I was saying earlier on before you came on, you've got a song that's, been hit and is on, winning Grammys and everything. And some people don't even understand the language that they're singing, and they love it. They buy into the culture. They buy into the style. They buy into even learning the language.
They buy into the person. And again, it's about being vulnerable and relatable. Those two things. And when you have those and you are really real with it, then people will see. And I think you have to be honest with a lot of things. And that's why I don't follow a lot of people that follow a lot of, like, some people that everybody would follow, because I'm just like, you're playing up to this, and you're forcing it as well. So for me, I'm just like, nah. It's not real. You're not connecting.
I think that comes with it, because I think you understand the power of your influence.
Yes.
And I tell people, I say, it's strange. People are trying to add up on their social media, and I'm going there every week, deleting. Not because I think I'm better than anyone, but I'm very careful. Whoever I follow, people following me will think, oh, if Angela can follow that person, it's cool.
This is it. Very. And it's funny, like, because I went through a phase of literally going through who the people I followed, and I had to delete a lot of people, because I'm just like, I don't subscribe to this, or I don't connect with this, so I'm going to take it off. So my everything, and it's funny, I was looking at my timeline the other day, and a lot of the stuff is just a lot of encouraging, inspirational stuff now. And obviously some people that I follow that I enjoy, what their work. But everything is just like, I think that's what I need. And a lot of things I saw twice just randomly come up, have been speaking to me. And I'm just like, okay, God, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Okay. All right. I'm going to try. I'm going to
go for it. Just
just literally go for it. Do it, like, just. And I think another thing is, for me, it's been the trust thing. Like, let's be real. it's been the trust thing. So I'm really, 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 really learning to trust God in the season. So yeah, who you follow is important, and who you want to influence you as a person. So for people to say that I'm an influencer, or I'm, they enjoy what I do and what I bring, it's like, it's humbling sometimes, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I will continue to be me. Like I don't want to force things either. Like I hate forcing things. Like,
why would you want to change it? I think it's a false narrative of where people feel people are following you now. Well, the reason they followed you in the first place is because of you. So why do you want to change that thing and that person?
Yeah.
The reason they wanted to pay attention, listen to you, do whatever they want, was because they saw something there. And we're talking about, this is why I say as well, being light and being salt. Being light and being salt is, how are you affecting, you have to impact one way or the other. You're either impacting negatively, or you're impacting,
positively. Yeah.
Sometimes people just be like, I like you just because I like you. And that's just it. And, like you said, you don't know if somebody's having a downtime, and they just know that if I go on her page, or if I listen to her story, man, forget it. She's going to crack me up. She's going to say something. She's going to do something. And that's like a nudge for me. I always say, look, when the angels are writing down your deeds, man, I want my book full. I need my book full. So when they're playing that video back, I'll be like, yes. Oh, did that happen? Oh, yeah. That, and it's about you. And that's one thing I do keep on repeating and saying I love about you, is just the fact that I remember your last day at Premiere, we all cried together. Trust me, that's it. I cried too. I cried too.
That was hard. Yeah.
It was hard. But it was, that was very, you didn't need to do that. You didn't need to show that. You didn't need to, there was no need. And for you might have just thought, well, you're just being something that's cathartic and you're just going with it. But you were touching other people. You were telling other people that, you know what, it's okay. For me, I got out, sometimes you're just going to have to take a leap and not know where you're going to bounce, but trust God.
Yes.
Sometimes.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And it's a big faith journey, I think, in everything that we do. This is, you're not a Christian until you're tested, until your faith is tested. People can say you're a Christian. You're a Christian when everything is all dandy and good. But when you go through the fire, that's a completely different story.
The most dangerous one is, use me now, Lord.
Listen. You said, be careful what you ask for, be careful what you pray for.
You will respond.
Don't take it lightly, because, like you said, God will respond. Like, and I remember a song by the Winans where it's, send me, Lord, wherever you lead, I'll go. Send me, Lord, wherever you go, wherever you're leading me, or something like that, I'll go. I remember when I used to sing that song, and then as I got older, I was just like, and then my faith, and you get a bit wiser. You're just like, I don't think I'm quite ready. I know I enjoy the song, but I know that me singing the song, I'm declaring something in your head, and you have to be careful. Like, are you ready to go where he was? In fact, are you ready to obey when he says you're ready to go? That's the other part, because you have to, if you don't obey, you're disobeying, and, well, you got to face the consequences of that.
So you either obey or you end up disobeying. So it's the trust, it's the trusting part of it. No, honestly, I that we've already talked about the singleness. We talked about. So personally, should we go into personal with?
Okay.
Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. I won't go there too far.
Go, yeah.
So we're talking about singleness, and I know you talk about this on your stories as well. On the single, what about the singleness, and it's part of your influence as well, because people are watching you and seeing how does that affect you as well in your. I don't feel like the word dating, or how does that. Is that help in a positive way? Because if the light is on you, that means that somebody's eyes must be wide open. Are they not seeing what's going on?
I don't know, but here we are. We are still here. We are waiting. And Noring is just quiet. And it's just like, it's funny because, a lot of people, I think a lot of people assume because of what I do that I would have that my DMs would be popping, listen, I could show you my DMs. My DMs is dry as the Sahara at the moment. So that's the best way I can explain my DM, because I mean, I may have slid into a couple of people's DMs, but to be honest with you, I think I needed to be verified in order for them to see my actual DM. So it goes unseen. But anyways, we move swiftly on. But yeah, I mean, doing what I do, it can get lonely, can't lie. And dating wise, yeah, because you think, you know, you'd get people would think, oh, you know, she must be dating, going on dates and this and that. Like, it's complete opposite. Like, that's not the case for me. You know, I would like to. I mean, for me, I've always said that I think I stopped to a point where, like, with dating, I said the person that I want to date is my husband. I don't want to have to date. So that means I have to be mindful or careful with who I choose to give my time to.
I'm not comfortable with the word dating, because the whole idea of dating is like...
It is what it is. That's the thing. Like, you're going to go out on lots. I think as you get older, you define what dating is for you. Because dating it's different. It means different things to a lot of people. Yeah, for me, it used to mean, like, you know, going on lots of different dates, meeting guys, trying to find the right person that you want to eventually settle with, you know, your life partner and stuff like that. Yeah. But then at some point you get a bit tired of that. Like, you get tired of going out all the time, blah, blah, blah. And then you understand your time, like how much your time is important and how much energy you give to certain people, you know, like, so for me now, I'm at that stage where, like, I just don't want to be going on dates just like that. If I get to know someone, I meet someone, like, we need to be talking, conversing to a point where, like, yo, you've got something here. Okay, let's explore that. For me, that's intentional dating. And I'm dating you intentionally because I want this to be a lifelong thing, not just, oh, we'll see. If a guy or a girl says, we'll see how it goes, you need to be running out the door.
Exit.
Run out the door. Exit, because it's a waste of time. It's an absolute waste of time. Like, don't even bother with it. So for me, I'm just like, we'll see where it goes. Once I hear that, I'm not there.
You tell a person, I love that what you said, intentional dating, and I think that's very important, to be intentional in the dating. So intentional in your time. So you've spoken enough to now say, okay, now we are both agreed. There's something here to explore for an end. There's always an end in sight. It is not just let's see. So at least that's good advice. So you're excited about that and open to that. So is there any other thing you would like to tell us that's happening? I know you MC. So
I MC. I MC
media consultants as well. So what does the media consultant do?
So media consultant, I guess I just anything to do with more music, really, and like best ways to get onto platforms or exposure. Like which one would you think is best to work on? And I guess you're just giving media advice, like where to start, which to navigate, which one to focus on. And then the music part is, you know, giving them advice on just anything to do with music, whether it be how to release, what to do, radio, a bit of PR, a bit of marketing, just giving general music advice and just being a sounding board, because I do that with a couple of people. So, you know, they've got something, they've got an idea. Okay, T, let's talk about it. What do you think? Should I? Would you know, that kind of thing. And then we just discuss
the consultant part, because that means it's paid. There's a conversation about payments. So because the way you're talking, you're just a guy, just give advice. I'm helping you out on the line. It's a consultancy. So you will pay her as well. Because I think creatives don't get given a lot of credit, especially in Christendom, what we do. It's like, it's not just your money.
Yeah, they don't. And I think it's important, like, you know, when you're a creative, like, know your worth, know your value. And I know for me, when I get asked to do something and they have some type of fee or whatever, or they don't have a fee, I'm like, okay, this is my fee, Sometimes they'll do it and other people will say, oh, but we can't, this is all we're gonna. I said, well, this is the minimum I can go to. If you can do that, we're good. If you can't, it's okay. move on to the next person. Because before I used to be like, take everything. But then someone said, you need to know your value. That's not what you're worth. You know more. Like you've won this, you've got this, you've experienced this, you've done this. And me too, I was thinking about it. I was like,
and you're supposed to be the president of some group?
Yeah, so I'm the chairperson for GMIA, which is the gospel. Yeah, so it's the Gospel Music Industry Alliance, and it's the UK gospel body representative. I can't say the word.
Representative.
Yeah, that word for UK gospel music. Yeah, so it's like you have the.
You're a small person, that I'm talking to right now. You're a big girl. I mean, I'm honored and privileged right now. I really feel extra special.
Oh gosh.
I mean, say it again so that they can hear you. You're the chairperson for the gospel, the UK UK. What is it?
So it's the UK gospel representation for
representation
the music body. So it's the music represent the body for UK gospel music. So we represent and support UK gospel music. So like the mainstream industry, mainstream music has the BPI. Which is like the body for UK music. GMIA is the body for UK gospel music. So
wow. How are we doing? How are we doing in the UK gospel music? Can you give us a little?
We're doing good. You know what? We're doing good. And the thing is with GMIA, because it really kind of like started in the pandemic. So now that everything's coming back, so we're slowly starting to come out and do a lot more things. I mean, there's a lot more things in the works that are going to be happening. But yeah, there's going to be some major changes that people will see soon. And they'll be like, what? You guys did that? Yes, we did, because we saw a need.
Fantastic.
Talked about it, took care of it and stuff like that. And it's great because we're aligning ourselves with a lot of the mainstream music organizations. And that's important so that, like I said, remember what I said before? If you're an artist, you need to know about the business. If you don't know the business, you will struggle. So for us, we teach you, we have resources on being in the music industry, the people that you need to be known, the bodies that you need to be registered with, the processes, how you can make your money work for you, how you can make your music work for you whilst you are sleeping, not nationally, but globally as well. So we have all these things, these tools and these resources for artists. And even if you're not an artist, you are a producer, you're a musician, you're some type of creative in the music industry, then it's there for you as well. That's what we represent anyone who's a creative within UK gospel music, whether you're inside or out. So, and you're a Christian.
And it has to be within music. So if you do graphics for music designers, if you do videos, if you do everything,
licensing, publishing, whatever. You cover all of that. It's all
music. So people that do literal things or film, any other things, that's not for you.
Everything. It's all for you. So whoever you are, if you are a creative in entertainment, so whether you are a producer, videographer, event promoter, whatever you do with the music, GMIA is there for you.
So you register, and then this is a body that we should be hearing more about it.
Yeah, so we definitely come back up. So there are memberships. So there's different 3-level memberships that you can have, and it's not expensive. It's 1 year fee. You sign up, you join, you get lots of benefits. You get access to a lot of like great masterclasses, resources, connections, community, and you get to hear about lots of things. There are some things that we might not tell everybody, but because you're a member, you get the links to it, you get told about it.
There should be advantages of being part of that body. So
exactly,
that's very encouraging for me. Thank you so much. I promised you 45 minutes, and I want to keep my promise. So that
I'm enjoying it. It's been great. Yes. It's been great. It's good. It's good for me because then it reminds. I think you've kind of like reminded me of like my value and my importance of being here, of what I do, and like you said, the influence part. So it's bringing it more home that like, wow, yeah, there are people who are going to be listening.
Like somebody said earlier on, I think you should own it because it is scripture says you cannot hide a light under a bushel. That's what you're doing. You're trying to hide the light, and you can't hide the light.
No, I have friends who are literally sort of like, come on, we just move. And today is a perfect example of something that just literally I can't even say no to. Like, they were all here. I felt, you know, sometimes when people just gang up on you, I felt like I was ganged up on today, and now I have to like deliver and make sure that it happens. And to be honest with you, it's a good thing as well. And I think
the right kind of people you need around you to influence. Though that's it. Good influence, and it's a back and forth thing. You have the right people around you to do that, to push you. I mean, there's no point in this day and age or this time, and like you said, know your worth. I love the things you've said today, which is know your worth, know your value, know why you're called to where you are, and know how to use that. Because when you have those things, explore it, take chances. Yep. And listen to people, really do. And surround yourself with the right people, and don't waste time. Don't waste your time. Your time is valuable. Absolutely. So when you have the right people around you that see something, I always want the right kind of people to tell you, because I do get that a lot, just people saying, oh, you can do this and you can do that. And when I tell people that I'm so shy, I spoke to a friend of mine today, a big brother of mine, and I said I was very shy. And he goes, you shy? I said, trust me, this is God. This is pure God. And that's how I know it's God. Because if it's not God, I won't do it. And I wouldn't. I'll come up somewhere and just be watching everybody from the sidelines. I'm a fantastic cheerleader. I want to stay at the back. But just like you're in a season where you literally have to step up, and I'm like, God.
Yeah, it's
I can't deal with this. I don't know how to deal with this light that is on at this point in time. It's a bit much. But you just have to own it. And that's what I'm learning for myself. And I just want to say to you, own it, because you've got such a bright light and you've got so much to give. You know, and I just want you to just embrace it and just go. I've heard you speak in so many different places, and I hear you, and I hear the way you speak, and it's important. So when everybody's just talking everything, you just come in and you say one or two things, and I'm like, you see what the light is? When the light speaks, because it's true. That is how we shine the light. You can't be anything else but who we reflect, and who reflects is Jesus. And I want us to impact the world in such a way that it's like stealth mode. They won't even know it's happened.
That part, I think in a way that's how I want to operate, but I know that that's not going to happen. I can't lie. Like, I really want to do things in stealth mode. Obviously, there are things that I do, but main things, like, no. I was like,
You can't hide the fact that you're a believer. That cannot be hidden.
Oh no, that's evident.
That can't be hidden. But the stealth mode is that they will just love you and not even know why. And I shouldn't be loving you. I shouldn't be giving you this access. I shouldn't be giving you this whatever. But they don't understand there's a thing called favor and the Holy Spirit. All you needed to do is create the space. And I think that's what I really want to leave today with, saying thank you so much for showing us how to create the space and let the Holy Spirit do his thing. Making yourself available, you know, and just jumping with that thing, trusting people around you. So thank you so much, Lady T.
Honestly, thank you so much for having me. Like, I really appreciate it. I mean, it's been good. It's been enlightening for me. It's encouraging. All I know is I can't sleep. I can't slack. And it's a good move forward, and I think for me this is good practice for a lot more great things.
You've got a tribe behind you. You're not alone. I think the creative tribe, the creative tribe in the kingdom of God right now is a powerful tribe. It's a force to reckon with this season. And I really want us, and for me it's like every single one of us should tap into our creativity and just blow up in whatever lights, in whatever way you do it. But blow up and just give God the opportunity for him to come in. Thank you so much, Lady Tay.
Thank you, Angie. Honestly, again, fantastic, amazing. You asking the right questions, everything. So
you know, this is your forte. I'm a learner in this matter right now. So you give me the scores later. Send it to my DM and grade me, because that's my question. That was my pressure today. I had pressure. I was like, oh God, this is
Oh
what.
no, it's weird. It's weird being on this side because I'm just like, what am I going to say? What am I going to say exactly? Like, I don't know what to say. Like what? But it's a great opportunity to be able to talk and just show that, like, yo, I'm in this. Like, you guys are. It takes time, but keep on at it. But then, when God is giving you something or he's put something on you, yes, you might run away for a little bit, but you're going to come back to it. And then, but you don't know who you're impacting. And, when you get those messages or you get those calls, just random things, it will make you realize, like, okay, this is bigger than me. And like I said, your calling is someone else's breakthrough. So don't be selfish in holding back in what you've got because somebody's waiting for you. So that's how I'm going to do it.
I think that just seals it. I have nothing more to say. Your calling is somebody else's breakthrough, people. So go do it. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, Lady T. Everybody, thank you so much. I'll be downloading this. I'll do the replay, and it'll be on my YouTube channel. Follow, subscribe.
Please do follow her, subscribe, check it out, watch it again. So yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Andy.
Thanks a lot. Have a good one. Have a good afternoon, everybody. Enjoy the sunshine. Sunscreen.
Lots of it, yeah.
Bye.
God bless. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.